The Greens lost 3 seats at the 2025 election, including Melbourne, which their leader Adam Bandt had held since 2010. The party ranked third in first preference votes, behind only the 2 major parties. And despite their primary vote holding steady, 3 upper house seats fell, leaving only 1 MP standing. How can a party that has such a high vote share have so few seats? Let's compare the Greens with another large minor party, the Nationals. The Greens have a much higher vote share nationally, but ended up with far fewer seats. The reason for this becomes clear when the votes for each party are mapped. Let's take every electorate and represent them with hexagons. Then add in the National Party's 2025 results, with darker shading representing greater vote density. Now let's highlight the seats they won, almost every seat they ran in. By comparison, the Greens ran a candidate in every seat, which means they picked up votes across the country, but the Greens are only really competitive in the cities.
The boundaries of Melbourne changed, and a lot of people in very high Greens voting areas who'd been with us on this journey were moved out, and a lot of new people south of the river were moved in, people who we didn't have a huge amount of time with to make such a deep connection with.
Bandt's former seat changed considerably in last year's redistribution, gaining these areas and losing these. Looking at the 2022 booth-by-booth primary votes, it's clear the redistribution split the Greens' heartland in Melbourne's inner north. It was replaced by voters who showed much softer Green support, and several booths that saw a strong Liberal vote in 2022, bringing the seat within Labor's reach. In this year's vote, there were more booths with larger swings away from the Greens than towards them. Labor, on the other hand, increased its primary vote at nearly every single booth. To explain what happened in Queensland, let's consider a theoretical seat, a 3-horse race with an evenly split vote. So what happens when Labor's vote is slightly lowered and the Liberal vote is slightly higher? Labor is knocked out and most of those votes flow to the Greens, securing the party an easy victory over the Liberals. That's basically how the Greens won Griffith and Brisbane in 2022. But what would happen in our imaginary seat if the Labor vote was strong? Well, when the Liberals are knocked out of the final contest, it's an easy win for Labor. Liberal voters rarely preference the Greens above the Labor Party on their ticket. This is how Labor took Griffith this election. While the Green strategy delivered them the balance of power in the Senate, it also showed how vulnerable they are to the flow-on of preferences from changing voter sentiment towards the major parties.